Look at that booty! What is going on, guys? Shin here from CZeroMedia. In today's episode, we're going to be installing carbon fiber goodies on the 280Z. Now, before we kick off the installation process, let me just say that today we're CZeroMedia because I cracked one of my tooths at front. Now I look like I own a lifted truck. Wait a minute. Long story short, I was speeding through life as I usually do, was eating lunch as fast as possible, accidentally bit on a fork, and then cracked my front two teeth here, so I need to go in and get that taken care of, but that doesn't stop me from making videos. So what we're going to be installing today is this 240Z carbon fiber trim for the rear bezel, to cover up the lights, to give it a little bit more bling, a little bit more fanciness, a little bit more modern look to the 280Z. Now, as of mid-late August, which is the date I'm currently filming this video, Paul from Retrospec has kind of ghosted everybody. Not funny at all. Long story short, Retrospec's warehouse went up in flames earlier this year, and I think he was rebuilding the business. He was able to squeeze in my production and ship me these parts last minute, along with the BRE carbon fiber rear wing, which I'll do another video on. It's been 3 to 4 months since the incident, and now people are DMing me on Instagram asking me where Paul from Retrospec went. I'm not sure, he's going through some life issues, but as far as buying parts from Retrospec, I don't know if that's gonna be happening anytime soon, unfortunately. I hate to see a company that creates quality products like this disappear, because to be honest with you, I wanted to get the A-pillars carbon fiber, dash carbon fiber, and the center console carbon fiber from Retrospec as well. So yeah, it's just sad to see a company like that who supports the Datsun community disappear due to unfortunate circumstances like fire in a warehouse. But anyways, if you're watching this, Paul, I hope life is going well for you, and I hope you come back to the Datsun community soon. So without further ado, let's start out with the installation process. So over here I got the tail light bezel pieces, all carbon fiber. It's gonna look awesome. Because I have already installed the 240Z tail lights in the past on my 280Z, which I did a video on. If you're curious, go back into my playlist and watch that footage. I don't have much work to do, I believe, because as far as I can see, these holes on the bezel pretty much line up with the stock 240Z location. Now obviously every Z car is going to fit differently because these were, you know, manufactured in the late 70s. But as far as I can tell, installation should be pretty familiar. One custom thing I have to do here for sure is that I'm gonna have to drill a hole into this beautiful carbon fiber piece to mount the license plate up and higher, like I have done in the 240Z conversion video in the past, and then also install this license plate LED light up plate that I got from Skilled. So that's gonna be 2 parts of this installation that might be a little bit difficult. Aside from that, I still have the edge trim that I got from Advanced Auto Zone from the riser section. I'm not sure if I'm gonna run a trim like this again on the carbon fiber piece. I think I'm gonna go ahead and install the carbon fiber trim just to see what it looks like. If I don't like the gap that's gonna be left between the trim and the lights, I might install the chrome trim on the carbon fiber to kind of fill that gap and match the rest of the car. But we'll see how that goes. So what we're gonna do for now is just go ahead and remove the stock setup so that we have a clean canvas to install the carbon fiber pieces. Alright guys, so the easiest way to install this obviously is just keep the middle portion as is and swap in the tail light left and right. But obviously I want to match everything up, so I'm gonna put this in the center and see everything fits. But just by judging from how it looks, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the chrome trim around it again, because you can see that there's too much gap there for my liking. Personal preference obviously. And coming up to the top, it's looking like the holes are almost aligned, but not exactly. So I'm gonna have to drill into this brand new beautiful carbon fiber piece to make sure that the bezel is mounted as I like it. If you remember from my previous episode, I put in 3 riv nuts in order to mount this aftermarket license plate piece from Skilled. So what I need to do is take out these riv nuts again and then start drilling same hole locations on the new carbon fiber trim piece, because yep, there's no holes whatsoever in this, but as far as I can tell, it is just about the same size, which is obviously what I expect from retrospec. So yeah, off to cutting. So here's a stock 240Z license plate holder, and then the carbon fiber piece. It matches pretty good, not perfect, but what do you expect? It's hard manufacturing complicated carbon fiber pieces like this. But what I'm gonna do now is transfer over the holes to the new carbon fiber piece and see if that fits on the car. Alright guys, here's day 2 of the project. Yesterday and last night I spent an hour or 2 smocking everything in. The left and right side carbon fiber pieces are in. What I had to do was essentially go in and out, bore out these existing holes to make sure it matches my car in particular, so that it fits nice and perfect. And yes, I did cut my finger. As usual, shedding blood here working on my project. One thing I want to mention though is that obviously I'm not installing carbon fiber trim to make my car go faster and make it lighter, but it is a significant weight difference between this metal trim piece as opposed to carbon fiber. I didn't measure exactly how much lighter this is because I honestly don't care, but this piece is a lot lighter than the OEM metal piece. So what I'm going through now is that you see how thin the OEM centerpiece is when it comes to the upper curvature and all this. With the carbon fiber piece, because of the way fibers are laid down, I don't get that thin, crisp edging. And this doesn't bend out the way I want. Because it's carbon fiber, I also cannot bend this further as I would like to. But what I've decided to do here is just simply cut this off, cut the edges off. On the OEM setup, it goes in like that, right? Nice and sleek. But because of this upper design, the way it was laid down, I cannot do that with the carbon fiber trim. So what I'm gonna try to do is just trim up the edging on the side here, both on the right and left side, and see if I can do a flush mount. By the way, yes, this license plate expires in 2027, because in Michigan, if you have historical license plates, you only have to register your car every 10 years. The beauty of owning a classic car. Alright guys, this is day 3 of the project, and look, I got my front tees fixed up so I don't look like hilly-billy anymore. $500 later. Here is what we got going on now. I got everything ready to go, but let me just explain that I have chopped off the top left and top right portion because there was just simply no way it was going to fit. I have also created a couple more riv nut spots in order to mount this centerpiece on its own, because it is no longer supported by the side pieces. So this would go in, if I can get it in there, like that. Now another issue with mounting carbon fiber, especially on older cars like this where every car kind of varies just ever so slightly, you can't bend out these carbon fiber pieces as you could on the metal piece, which is sitting over there. So for that reason, I'm going to have to use double-sided tape on the corner here so this bottom piece doesn't pop out. And same situation here on the left side. Basically the bottom piece was kind of popping out here. I could get the trim to sit flush, but as soon as I started applying pressure up here, it would kind of pop out this way. So I'm hoping the double-sided tape would fix that issue. Also over here, if you notice, I have the Skiller's license plate light delete kit. I have chopped this up significantly to fit in here. So there was a lot of chopping, custom fitment jobs that was done of the camera. So now what I'm gonna do is just mount everything up and hopefully finish up the job. Alright guys, we're done with the installation and holy crap, it came out great. This actually might have just became one of my favorite parts about the 280Z. Check it out. Look at that booty! Carbon fiber. Just a little bit of modern day touch to a retro car. It looks amazing. I am super happy with how it came out. As far as mounting the trims, because I already did the 240Z tail light installation, it wasn't so bad. I just had to swap it out. But if you have a 280Z already, it might be a little bit of a complicated process. I highly recommend that you watch the 240Z tail light installation video that I filmed in the past in the 280Z build playlist. To summarize everything that happened, I first removed the 240Z tail light bezel, which will be up for sale. If anybody's interested, hit me up on DM on Instagram. Remove that, reuse the rib nut holes I have previously created, use these fancy flush mount washers, and kind of put the left and right side in there. Now as for the centerpiece, this was more of a pain in the ass because the top would not sit the way it should. This centerpiece is supposed to go under the right and left side trims, but it just was not happening. If you can see here, the centerpiece is definitely sitting up higher even after it was cut than the side pieces. So I just cut up the edges to meet up butt to butt, which turned out great. You can't really see the gap there anymore. And as for the skiller license plate light delete bracket, I also chopped it up because it was no longer sitting under this carbon fiber piece like it's supposed to do. So now this is also sitting flush, both on the top side, left side, right side, all around. And obviously do the same thing on the left side. So overall, it wasn't too difficult of a process. You just have to go back and forth multiple times, make sure everything fits correctly. I did use double-sided tapes here and there to make sure everything is sitting flush to the bottom of the car, but overall I am very happy with the outcome. And as for the centerpiece, I understand that it didn't come out perfect. I built a solo car that you can actually ride on in college out of carbon fiber with custom molding, so I know how difficult it is to mold up carbon fiber. I'm not gonna complain about the fact that the centerpiece didn't match up because left and right, the most important pieces look beautiful. So that is it for today, guys. For next episode, I'm gonna be installing this carbon fiber BRE type lip, wing, whatever you want to call it, on the Z. So stay tuned. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you like the build, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because there's still a lot of videos to come for the 280Z. Thanks to Retrospec again for creating such an eye-catcher, amazing piece of art, and I really hope that your shop is gonna be back up and running sooner than later, because there's nobody else making parts like this in the Z world as far as I know. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.